Okay, guys, so just a quick video for the auto traders. I just want to go over some of the options in the Telegram for trading and just briefly how to set up your accounts and stuff like that. So the first thing you're going to do after you follow the form and follow the instructions, you're going to be inside the auto trader by Worth the Risk channel. You should also have the Cornix trading bot. And one of the first important things you're going to do is you're going to create your account with Binance, of course. Maybe you already have an account. After you do that, you're going to go to Binance.com, just Binance.com/futures. And that's going to take you to the futures trading panel. But if it's the first time you're using it, you're going to have to answer like a little questionnaire. So just make sure before you do anything, you answer the questions. And then that's going to allow you to trade futures and you can create your API keys that are going to connect to Cornix. So go to the futures tab first, binance.com/futures, and then fill in the questionnaire, and that's that done. After that, you can go back to your home page on actual Binance, not Binance.com futures. So just go to Binance.com. That's going to take you to this main page, and then go up here, go to API management. And then once you get to this screen, you'll have to, first of all, you're going to have to enable Google Authenticator. So make sure you do that. That's just going to be a second layer of security for your account. So in the scenario that your account gets hacked, they won't be able to do anything to your funds unless they get the secondary code from Google Authenticator. So you're going to have to set that up. That's going to take you to this screen. This is under the API section. You go to this little icon in the top right, and that'll take you to the API section at the bottom. And then you're going to create your API. So I'll just do this as a example. I created this account just to show you guys a few things. It's not my main account, so I'm happy to look into a few things. So once you go to API management, you're going to create your new API code. And then this is going to come up this screen here. I've called this one WTR Futures. You're going to copy the API key and secret key as it comes up. And you're going to make sure Futures is enabled. Then you're going to hit save. If you don't fill out the questionnaire that I told you about before you do this, you won't have the option to enable Futures. So after you do that, that's going to be your first clients. You go to the Cornix trading bot. It's at Cornix_trading_bot in Telegram. Open a conversation and go to bot configuration clients. And then you add new client. You're going to follow the steps. You're going to name it WTR Futures and then copy and paste your API key and secret key. You have to take out the text and then you'll have to remove the spaces between the two keys. Put in one comma and one space and then hit enter and then that will add it. After that, it should say client added. So that'll be your futures client added. You'll go back to the main menu, back to bot configuration, and then this is where you're going to configure the settings for the bot. So for the futures clients, you'll click onto your WTR futures, and the first thing you're going to do is go to general, amount per trade, and you're going to change the risk percentage to 1%. 1% isn't showing up for me because I already have it selected. And after you've done that, you'll go back to the settings and you're going to go to auto trading filters and then minimum same symbol interval. And then you're going to switch that to 0. And that's all you have to do for the futures. So that should be your client fully set up. So after you've done that, you're going to repeat the same step. And then you're going to call that API key WTR spot. And on this one, you're going to make sure you enable spot and margin trading. That's the only things you have to enable. Do not, definitely don't enable withdrawals, transfers, or anything like that. All it should have is spot and reading for spot trading, and futures and reading for futures trading, and IP access unrestricted. Make sure you copy the API and the secret key, and then repeat the same step and go to bot configuration, clients, add your second client, which is WTR spot. So the first one is for leverage trades, and the second one is for just normal trades. You're going to add that new client and your new key, just like you did before, and then go back to configuration, trading. And then for your second client, which is WTR spot, you're going to go general amount per trade. And then this one is going to be percentage, and you're going to do 10% per trade. Yep, you're going to do 10% per trade. And then that's all you have to do. You just click it and that's it. Go back to the main menu, and then that should be ready to go. I'll just briefly explain why one of these is 1% and one of them is 10%. So I've advised everyone to keep majority of their balance in futures. So I've got my Binance, one of my Binance accounts logged in here. So I just created an account. I'm only going to use it a few times to record some videos. I just deposited like $1,000 before, and I'm going to show you guys how you can follow the trades and check your P&L and stuff like that. So I'm logged into Binance. I've just gone through the process. I've set up my API keys and stuff like that. And as I have advised the auto traders to keep most of your balance inside the CoinM futures. So if you want to go to that, first of all, let's look at the website for Binance. If you want to buy crypto or whatever, this is the top left. Otherwise, you go to your wallet and then you hit overview. And then this is your section. Excuse me. This is your section where you can deposit, withdraw, transfer, etc. So for the auto trader service, you only have to worry about two wallets, fiat and spot. And then you have the coin futures, which is sorry, just a second. And then we have the coin futures, which is the fifth wallet here. So if you want to transfer Bitcoin and Ethereum and BNB into your coin futures, you just got to hit transfer, coin M futures, and you've got this little button here where you can rotate between which wallet you're choosing. So we want to transfer from spot to coin M futures. So we would have brought Bitcoin or deposited, transferred all our Bitcoin max into the coin M futures. And let's have a look at the app. So if you got the Binance desktop app, I'll put the link in the bottom of the video. You can hit the futures button. And then if you hit transfer, you got the same option there. So I've already transferred the small amount of Bitcoin I have in this account to the coin and futures as I'd advised. And I said transfer around 25% to the spot wallet. So you're going to hit, I've got 100% of my BTC in here. I'm going to hit this button. So now I'm transferring out of CoinM Futures and I can hit 25%. So now 25% of my balance is in. If I go to wallet here, overview. In this account, I've got 25% of my balance in spot, and I have the other I have the other 75% in the futures account here. So now I'm gonna put in we're already in some trades on the auto trader, but I'm gonna put in just two more dummy trades, just so we can see. So we can see the current price of Bitcoin is 34,600. So let's put another trade in. Now let's just say let's transfer all the money out of the coin and futures. And now I'm going to enter a trade on the futures. All right, so now if you're on the app, we're in the futures account. If you click on trade, now this is just normal trading. This is no leverage. So we can actually see what's gone down here. So we have no USDT in this warrant wallet currently. So we couldn't have followed our non-leveraged BTC trade. So let's just say I'm just going to sell a small amount of BTC. And now I've got this trade here in the channel that I've actually missed. So if you want to follow a trade, we have two clients. So if we click if we click one click follow, it's not going to work. So we click follow signal. That's going to take us to the Cornix trading bot menu. Then we're going to go to signals. We're going to go to open signals. Click auto trader by worth the risk. Hit BTC USDT because this is non-leverage. We're going to hit this. That's going to take it to our spot account. And we've got the trade here, proceed to trade preview. Now you can, if the trade has already gone a little bit higher than the current entry price, you can edit the trade and you can look up the price and put it a little bit higher than the current price. And that's going to enter the trade for you and it's automatically going to calculate the risk on that trade. So you can do that, you can confirm, and then you can select the amount of your USDT that you want to use. So I'm just going to do 100% because I want to get all this USDT I have here back into Bitcoin. But in a normal scenario, you might want to consider if you've entering a trade late, how much you use. Because if you use 100%, and the trade is wrong, it's not going to be the same as a 1% risk trade that's calculated automatically when you didn't miss the entry. So make sure you think about if the trade goes completely wrong, think about how much can I potentially lose before you select the trade amount size. So it said trade was opened successfully. Let's have a look how we've gone. So we've still got our limit. It seems we might just miss the entry on this trade. So one thing you can do, if you do miss an entry on a trade, you can cancel it, cancel the order. You can go up here and then you can just enter, uh, enter at the current market price. And then you're going to go back to the signals, open signals. Click back on that signal. See, and then in this example, it's actually going to take the Bitcoin that we've already brought. So we don't have to buy, we don't have to use USDT anymore. We can use 100% of our Bitcoin, and that's going to put 100% of this BTC in the trade. It's already, we've already brought it, but it's just going to update it with the current targets and stop losses of my trade. So that's a second way you can follow. So now we're in BTC. I'm going to cancel this order, and you can see above we also had a futures trade. So if I follow signal, go to signals, open signals, auto trader by worth the risk, and then I'll go to BTC USD and I'll have a look. WTR futures. All right, so I don't have enough or existing amount to open the trade with. So all my Bitcoin is still in this wallet. Let's transfer 75% over. And in this example, it's a bit different to spot. You don't want to just enter and then and then do the same process. You want to usually have the money in your account ready to trade, because it we want the bot to calculate 1% risk on these futures trades because they are more riskier. And if things go wrong, for example, if you have a stop loss down here and you have an extremely bearish candle like this, the server can lag, and that stop loss, even though it triggers here, it yeah, even though it originally triggered here, it might finally go into action down here. And if you have your positions too large, you can potentially liquidate your account. So that's why we do 1% risk on the futures, and we keep majority of our balance in this account, because you've got your margin ratio over here. And your margin ratio, if it gets to the orange or red area, you have a high chance of, you don't have a high chance, but you're very close to being liquidated. So you always want to have this green and have very low margin ratio. That's why you never transfer all of your balance out of your futures account. Make sure you always have additional money in this account, even though you might feel you're missing some trades because you don't have enough funds. Just always keep a decent amount in the futures. When you're in a trade, you can look at the liquidation price down here. It's going to tell you. So I'm going to enter one more trade just so we can see it execute automatically. Price is 34,715. So I've changed the price on these two trades, but they actually have the same risk amount, 1%, for someone who follows. So that's why if you come to a futures trade late, and if you do decide to follow, and the price is it's quite far from the entry, make sure you double check with an admin if it's still a good idea entering. If it's a longer term call, it's potentially still going to be all right to enter, but for the short term calls, it's going to decrease your chance of success if you're entering them late. Maybe you just signed up and you missed a few calls. Just if you're not in the crypto collective chat, join the chat. I'll post a link as well after this, and then if you stuck or you got any questions, you can ask in there, and there's usually someone around to answer. So I just entered another trade. I've got my futures tab open here, and you can see we're in the trade, so the bots are obviously working. And okay, it seems like it's opened yeah, it's opened just a really, really tiny position. But that's actually correct, because 1% risk, and that's 1% of 0.026 BTC. So it's only going to be a small position. So that's why we advise people to have like a minimum of $2,500 to $5,000 worth in your account if you want to take advantage of the auto trader. But it's still going to work with smaller amounts, but it's not going to work as effectively. So you can see we're in that trade. We've got stop losses and stuff in, and it's good to go. Our margin ratio is really extremely low. So you can see our liquidation price is $3,000 Bitcoins. It's not going to happen. So I've gone over that. That's how you can follow trades if you miss out on them, if you've come late to the channel. And if you want to have a look at how your trades are progressing, you're going to go back to the Cornix trading bot, and you're going to go to trades, and then you can go to open trades, and that's going to give you this screen, and it's going to give you an overview of the current open trades and your profit and loss. Or go back and go to history trades, and that's going to tell you you can export the trades for into an Excel spreadsheet if you like, and this is going to give you an overview of your actual profit you've gained from your trades. But keep in mind, if you're a member of a few different Telegram auto trader channels with Cornix, it's going to compile them all together under this one area. So it's not a singular profit result. So if you want to see your actual profit in Binance, you'll go back to the overview here. And if you go to your spot wallet, You can click this. It's a bit hard to see, but I'm hovering my mouse over it now. There's a little arrow here. You click that for your spot P&L. So it's not always so accurate. It updates like every 24 hours, and the market's always fluctuating. So that's sometimes the calculation isn't correct, but that's going to give you a rough overview. The best way is to just keep a track of your balance and check it out yourself. And if you want to see your profit and loss for futures, click on the coin and futures and click on P&L analysis. And then that's going to give you a little graph that updates every 24 hours and tells you your P&L. Like I said, if it's not it's not always accurate, like it won't be majorly inaccurate, but the best way to track your portfolio is to just keep track of your balance and see how much your sats are increasing. Um, this isn't like a it's not a get rich quick scheme, so you shouldn't be sitting around checking your account constantly all day, expecting it to double in a day. We're aiming for long-term steady growth in this channel. So sometimes my trades might actually have quite large or quite far targets, but that's because I'm trading based off the monthly or the weekly time frame. So keep that in mind. I'm pretty sure that covers most of the questions and stuff about setting up. If you see trades and they don't have all the take profits or targets there, stuff like that, don't worry because that's just the way the bot works. When the price gets closer to those areas, it usually enters the trades. So yeah, I think that covers basically everything, guys. I'll see you on the Auto Trader. Thanks a lot.